REM sleep. During REM, rapid eye movement sleep, the brain is highly active, almost like when you are awake. This is when most dreaming occurs. The brain is busy processing emotions, consolidating memories, and stimulating the regions used in learning.
Or when I dream, I'm not aware that I'm dreaming and it's not, I think it's real. So I wanted to ask you what happens to you when you sleep.
Wanted to measure the gamma waves in my brain, and they said, you want to measure. Machines are saying you're dead. At least you could be brain dead because all of them are running flat.
If you read your anatomy, the medical anatomy, you will not know how it functions. You know enough to fix the organs, do this, do that for disease, but you will not have enough understanding to handle the interiority. You need an experiential understanding.
Being a monk, being a brahmachari is not a vow that I will not touch a woman. You have taken a certain commitment to achieve something higher in your life.
I sometimes feel my intellect and my mind is the same because they seem to be giving the same answer, but there are so many times, there's so much difference between these two, my intellect and my mind, that I can't discriminate. How do we do that?
You tell me where these two things are, I'll fix them for you.
I don't know, that's why I'm asking you, otherwise I won't ask you. I really don't know, but I don't even know they are two or one. That's my problem.
See, you go to your mechanic and say, please, my car is troubling me, I don't know whether it's the engine or the gearbox, I don't know whether it's the engine or the gearbox. Okay, you bring your car, we'll fix it. Oh, I don't know where my car is. What to do? Now, all these distinctions that you're finding between your intellect and your mind is more a studied distinction, not an experiential distinction. Please see this. It is a studied distinction, a logical distinction. Experientially, you can't separate them, isn't it? Now, if you're referring to your intellect and mind, to put it in more reasonable terms for everybody, I would say probably you're referring to your thought and your emotion. Yes? These two are not different. The way you think is the way you emote, and the way you emote is the way you think. It's both true, isn't it? And the way you think and emote depends on what data you have gathered in your life till now. The mechanism of the mind is functioning from the data that has been collected over a period of time. What input has gone in, that's the way it thinks, that's the way it emotes. Both are not of any significance. How you think is not of any significance because it is not yours. How you emote is not also of any significance because that also you gathered from outside. People think it's of tremendous significance. You know, that reminds me, about a week ago, 10 days ago, I was just driving up from Mysore to Nilgiris, up the mountain. These mountains I have, right from my childhood, I have driven up. From bicycle to motorcycle to car, I've been driving on this road, and I always loved these mountains. This time when I was driving, all the huge wonderful rocks that are there are all painted in huge bad handwriting. I love Jesus, I love Jesus, everywhere. I thought, who is this man who loves Jesus? It's always easy to love people that you have not met. Isn't it? We always love dead people. When your grandfather was at home, you were not on talking terms with him. The moment he is dead, his photograph hangs, adorns your house every day. your gratitude that he's dead, you know. We always love the dead. From where did you get to love a man who was 2000 years ago? When you can't turn around and say hello to the man who's standing next to you, when you can't smile at the man who is walking on the street. From where did you get to love a man who is 2000 years ago? It's so easy to love him because he's not here. But this person who is next to you is here and he's so much trouble. Jesus himself never told you, you love me. He said, love thy neighbor, isn't it? Because that's the most difficult thing. To love the person who is next to you is the biggest challenge right now, isn't it? To love somebody who is not here is always very easy. So, our emotions, our minds, our thought and emotion is conditioned by these kind of things. Now, when I say, if you experience, I was just using it as an example. It is possible, that is different. But when I was talking to, I was only talking as an example. Don't believe that. But don't be a fool and disbelieve that. Now, you have great trust in modern science, isn't it? Because they have produced results for you. Science has proved beyond doubt that everything is same energy. If everything is same energy, what is it that is not allowing you to experience it that way? The only thing that is not allowing you to experience that way is your own intellect, because the very basic function of your intellect is to discriminate, is to set things apart. Only because your intellect is functioning, you are able to make out the difference between me and this chair, otherwise you wouldn't know. Only because your intellect is functioning, you know you should enter this hall through this door, not through the ventilator or through the AC vent. So, your intellect is always setting things apart. Without it, your survival is impossible. But as you already know, your survival doesn't fulfill you. So to use the intellect for your survival and to keep it aside when it's not needed takes some amount of control within yourself, some amount of understanding as to how this mechanism functions. Experiential understanding, not intellectual understanding. If you read your anatomy, the medical anatomy, you will not know how it functions. You know enough to fix the organs, do this, do that for disease, but you will not have enough understanding to handle the interiority. You need an experiential understanding. That's what yoga is offering you. We are offering it as a science. When I say we have to offer it as a science, it has to be perfectly logical, isn't it? Yes? Illogically, I cannot teach science to you, isn't it? So it is going to be perfectly logical, but logic is used as a tool to go beyond the limitations of logic.
One day, when a Zen monk, Tanzan, and another young monk were travelling, they happened upon a beautiful young lady unable to cross a deep stream in full flow. Tanzan offered to help and carried her across the stream. He bade farewell to the lady, and the monks continued on their journey. After a few days of travel, the younger monk turned to Tanzan and in a very disturbed voice asked, "I thought we monks were supposed to avoid women. Why did you pick her up like that?" Tanzan replied, "What woman?" "Oh, you mean the woman way back there?" I put her down long ago. Are you still carrying her? What does Tanzan mean when he says, is the young monk still carrying her?
The nature of the mind is such, the reason why people are struggling in their lives is, they have not made any effort to understand the nature of their mind. One fundamental aspect of the mind is, what you say as I don't want, that becomes the nature of your mind. That becomes the main content of your mind. If you say, I don't want to think about monkeys, you take a vow, from now on I will not think about monkeys, whole day you will be thinking about monkeys only. If you did not take such a vow, probably you will never think about monkeys unless you see them. So, being a monk, being a brahmachari is not a vow that I will not touch a woman. You have taken a certain commitment to achieve something higher in your life, to touch something, another dimension where mundane things will be meaningless to you. But if that has not happened, you are trying to do it as a rigid vow. You think by not touching a woman you will become a brahmachari or you will become a monk, that's not it. By aspiring for something higher, you will become a monk. You're constantly aspiring for something high, so you did not look at what's around you, that's different. But you saying, I will not look at this, will fill your mind with that. So some woman needs some help, he helped her, he left her there and went on. This one did not touch the woman, but now it's going on in his mind for 2 days. He can't keep her down. So the one who did what is needed, he left the woman there. The one who is trying to avoid the woman is full of that all the time. So this is not about the woman, this is not about something, this is about understanding the nature of your mind. If you say, I don't want something, only that will happen. Because in this mind, there is no subtraction or division. Forcefully you cannot take out a single thought from your mind. Whatever you try to do, there is only +1. Addition and multiplication will happen. There is no subtraction and division in your mind. So you cannot forcefully take away a particular thought. It is just that if your aspiration is something else, all these things may evaporate. You want to go to the top of the mountain, you're very focused on that. What is at the foothills is not your concern. If you're trying to dodge the foothill, how will you go to the peak? You will never go, isn't it? If you avoid the foothills, how will you reach the top of the mountain? You will never reach. You're focused on top of the mountain, you will cross the foothill and not even notice it. So he helped the woman, it was not a big issue. Probably he didn't even bother with it's a man or a woman. Somebody asked for help, he just helped and went on. But this man who's trying to avoid the woman, his mind is full of that.
I'd just like to ask a question about awareness. For example, when I sleep, I'm not aware of that, or when I dream, I'm not aware that I'm dreaming and it's not… I think it's real, so I wanted to ask you what happens to you when you sleep, or… Can you go back? Yeah.
Who told you I sleep?
I don't know, I thought every human being has to sleep, or what can we do about that, to be more aware of it and why not sleep?
One thing is, unfortunately, there's no entertainment in my sleep, I don't dream. I have not dreamt at all for a long time. There's simply no dream. When I sleep, I sleep like everything is dead. That's why I sleep very few hours, because I sleep like I'm totally off, completely off.
So you're aware that you're sleeping?
You're always thinking awareness is mental alertness. Mental alertness is different, awareness is different. If you term mental alertness as awareness, then your dog is much more aware than you. But that's not right, it's not true. A wild animal is far more aware than you are, is that so? It's not true. He is mentally alert. Whenever you are constantly placed in situations where your survival is in question, you will become mentally alert. that mentally alert thing doesn't make you aware. Awareness is not different from aliveness. Your aliveness is awareness. You know that you're alive only because you're aware, isn't it? Isn't it so? Otherwise, how would you know you're alive? How do you know you exist? Because you're aware. When we talk about awareness, we are not saying you're not at all aware. If you're not at all aware, you would know that you're here. You're aware. It is just that you are not aware of the whole scope of what this is. You're only aware of a certain part of what this is. If we want to look at this as a mechanism, this is a kind of mechanism, an incredible mechanism, but it's still a mechanism. Only in parts you're aware. You're not aware of the whole mechanism and the possibility of what it is. It's in that context we're talking about awareness. Do not mix up mental awareness, mental alertness and awareness, because mental alertness can be switched on and switched off. Awareness cannot be switched on and switched off, it's just on. Life is awareness, per se, there's no other way. What you call as life is a certain level of awareness, isn't it? So, are you aware? Yes, I am alive. Am I mentally alert? Not at all. There's no mind in me. When I sleep like dead. This happened to me about 13 years ago or so. Usually I never subject myself to these things, I think it's an indignity. But I was caught up in an obligation where I had to give in to this, and somebody wanted to measure the gamma waves in my brain. And they said, we want to measure. So I gave in to this and they wired me up all over. If I knew how many wires, even in the last moment I would have said no, but one by one, they fixed it all over. Then they said, you meditate. I said, I don't know any meditation. They said, what? You teach meditation? That's different for people who do not know how to be. I teach meditation, but I don't know any meditation. I never meditate. So, I said, see, if you want, I can simply sit still. Is that okay? They said, okay, you just sit still. So I simply sat. Then after some time, I feel somebody doing this. I thought, okay, they're putting one more wire or something. Just left it. Then they started poking me more and like this. I said, okay, and opened my eyes and I said, okay, what's wrong? They were all looking at me like, either something has happened, my eyeballs have popped out or my brain has popped out. I don't know, I look like an alien, whatever. What happened? I think okay. I didn't change shape or something. They said, our machines are saying you're dead. At least you could be brain dead, because all of them are running flat. I said, that's a great diagnosis you got. So, about the brain being alive, I can't vouch for it, but I'm alive, you can see that. The rest of it, it's up to you. So, it is just that if the mind is off, there's no mental alertness. And it need not be, you don't have to sleep like an animal, constantly every little sound, your ears go like this. That's why you're not given that kind of ears, you can move. You see how a cat or a dog is sleeping? Just a little. You don't have to sleep like that. In your bedroom, it's not an issue of survival. That's not an issue, isn't it? You can turn off the whole damn thing and sleep. Now if I go sleep in the wild, I sleep in a different way. When I go out at camp, I don't pitch a tent, I just sleep on the tree. So then I sleep in a different way, I'm constantly alert because I'm on a tree branch. Either I could drop myself, like the apple that fell long time ago, or an elephant could pluck me down, or a snake could get me. So now I'm alert mentally. But when you sleep in your bed, and if you're not married, you can switch off your survival process. There's no danger. So mental alertness is necessary for survival. It's not awareness. Awareness is anyway on. There's nothing to do about it. If you take away the distractions, it's fully on. It's always fully on. It's just that to make you conscious of that, you have to take away the distractions. So whatever you're trying to do, whatever form of meditation you're doing, all you're trying to do is take away your involvement with the distractions so that this aliveness becomes a reality for you.
Here are the few fascinating facts about the human brain while sleeping. Brain activity during sleep. When you sleep, your brain doesn't just shut down, it goes through different stages that repeat several times throughout the night. Light sleep. This is the initial stage where you transition from being awake to sleeping. Your brain activity starts to slow down and you might experience sudden muscle twitches. Deep sleep. This stage is crucial for physical recovery. Brain activity slows down significantly and your body repairs tissues, builds bone and muscle and strengthens the immune system. REM sleep. During REM, rapid eye movement sleep, the brain is highly active, almost like when you are awake. This is when most dreaming occurs. The brain is busy processing emotions, consolidating memories, and stimulating the regions used in learning. Memory consolidation. Sleep is crucial for making sure that what we learn during the day sticks with us. Deep sleep. This stage helps you store long-term memories. The brain takes the information gathered throughout the day and strengthens the neural connections, making it easier to remember facts and events. REM sleep. This stage helps with procedural memory, which involves remembering how to do things like riding a bike or playing a musical instrument. It also helps integrate new information with existing knowledge, enhancing problem-solving skills. Brain detoxification. While you sleep, your brain cleans itself through the process called the glymphatic system. Cleaning process. The glymphatic system removes waste products from the brain. This includes proteins like beta-amyloid, which can build up and form plaques linked to Alzheimer's disease. Better function during sleep. During sleep, brain cells shrink, increasing the space between them and allowing cerebrospinal fluid to flow more freely and clear out toxins effectively. Creativity boost. Creativity boosts sleep, enhances your creativity and problem-solving skills. New connections. During REM sleep, the brain can think outside the box and make connections between seemingly unrelated ideas. This can lead to creative insights and solutions that you might not think of while awake. Improved performance. Studies show that a good night's sleep can help you perform better on tasks that require creative thinking and problem solving. Emotional regulation. Emotional regulation, getting enough sleep is important for emotional balance. Balanced emotions. Adequate sleep helps your brain manage emotional responses. The amygdala, which controls emotions, is better regulated by the prefrontal cortex when you are well rested, leading to more balanced reactions. Reduce stress. Sleep helps reduce stress and anxiety. Without enough sleep, the brain's ability to regulate emotions diminishes, leading to increased irritability and mood swings. Additional benefits. Sleep also supports other vital functions. Hormone regulation. Sleep helps balance hormones such as cortisol, which manages stress, and growth hormone, which is crucial for growth and tissue repair. Proper hormone regulation ensures that your body functions optimally. Immune system strength. During sleep, your body produces cytokinesis, proteins that help fight off infections and inflammation. Not getting enough sleep can impair this process, weakening your immune system and making you more prone to illness.